Alright, guys, today we are going to be reacting to Behave or Stay Home 4K. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know what this video is all about. We're just going to simply jump in. Make sure you like and subscribe. We're hitting to 10,000 subscribers. If you'd like to donate for the channel, you guys know what to do. Click the super chats. Jump in.
I'm enjoying I like to call this my man meal. It's eggs and Schwarzwälder Schinken. I love the intensity of the smoke from Schwarzwälder Schinken. And then when you fry it a little bit, forget about it. And of course, a little coffee in my Puerto Rico cup. I didn't want to do this video. I really didn't want to do this video, but I've actually received quite a few comments from some Germans over the years, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. Because last week I saw something that shocked me, and it just made me so angry. And I normally don't, this channel is usually about positivity and things, and I think there is a positive aspect to this. You need to look at this, look through the story I'm going to tell you. I also don't like to do this because it brings out a lot of emotions in me, and it's an emotional topic, especially right now, especially in Europe, in Germany. But I'm going to do it anyway.
He's going to do it anyway.
So this is just my experience, right? This is not meant as a guide or what you might experience if you move here. This is just the things that I see, and it's all about my opinion, okay? If you're an American and you're moving to Germany, or you're thinking about moving to Germany, I hope you watch this video, but in reality, the only thing you need to really do or listen to or heed, how do I say that in German? The only point you really need to obey is the last point. We'll get to that in a minute. But first, I wanted to tell you that, why did I move here? I moved here because I met the most beautiful, wonderful woman in the world on vacation one year, and I just fell in love and couldn't live without her. So, as I am a bit of an old-fashioned guy, I knew that I would move to her, not her to me. Even though she loves the U.S. and, loves the culture there and everything. I knew that
Old-fashioned.
I had to move here.
Old-fashioned. So old-fashioned, the guy go to somebody's house, A man moved to a female's house? That's the old-fashioned? I have to say it, folks. That's not the old-fashioned. The old-fashioned is the other way around. She moves with you.
To let her have her support system here. So this segues into the first thing that I want to tell you. These are in no particular order, by the way. But this is going to be very, very hard for some of you to move here emotionally. Because you are completely leaving your support system, your family, your friends, your work friends, whatever. You're leaving all of that behind. And although you may think, well, it's just a short flight, it's just a short 7, 8, 9, 10-hour flight, whatever. But it's not as cheap as you might think it is, and it's difficult to do that when you're trying to establish a new life somewhere, to just keep going back there. You have to plant your roots here, so to speak. I get this all the time, though, from that segues things you miss, your family, things to things that you might miss. And I get that question all the time from the Germans: what do I miss about the U.S.? And of course, it's my family and friends. I miss them, but I talk to them, WhatsApp them all the time. We have weekly calls, maybe bi-weekly calls, phone calls. Sometimes we do video chats, things like that. So technology has helped in that respect. But if I think about things that I miss, I think one of it's hard to say that because life is about sacrifices, right? Like, I gave up my friends and family. I give them up, but I gave up being around them all the time. Friends and family in the U.S. for friends and family here in Germany. So sometimes life is about sacrifices. That's just the way it is. So you have to be prepared for that if you're going to move to Germany, okay? But I do miss certain aspects of things in the UK, in the US. Like, I think for me, this is sort of a food sort of a channel. And I think one of the things that I miss the most is Mexican food. Now, I know the Germans out there are going to say, yeah, but we got Mexican food here. No, you don't. Like, you have, it's like the American version of Chinese food. That's not real Chinese.
Oh, American Chinese food is very good. It's not that bad. It's very close to the real thing, though.
That's what they could sell and what they found sold, things like that. Like, I think if you go to China, you're probably not going to find any Kung Pao chicken or General Tso's chicken. I think that's made up for the American market.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, I mean, I grew up with a couple of Mexican friends, you know, and their mothers introduced me to this food, and it's fantastic. You know, the stuff that they would cook for us.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of Mexican food at all, man. Ugh, I don't like it. It's boring. I don't know. I just simply don't like it. Simply don't like it.
Enchiladas, tacos,
Nope.
just so many different kinds of things that are real Mexican food. I miss that. And don't believe the hype. We love Mexicans. We love Mexicans in America. Love them. So another one I think is real Southern fried chicken. Oh man.
That's the real deal right there. Yeah, that's the real deal, man. Yeah. I don't think you're finding that in Germany.
Man, not Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, that can be good and can fill a void, but I'm talking about real good, real Southern Fried Chicken. I miss that. You know, pie. I miss pie. Why is there no pie here? There's no pecan pie. There's no chocolate silk cream pie. No apple pie. There's no pie. Pies don't exist. I thought that was sort of I just took that for granted. I sort of miss having a piece of pie. You know, after dinner or something, you order a piece of pie.
Nah.
They have cakes and desserts and things here, but they don't have pie. And I also miss, you know, a good American breakfast. Fried potatoes, some crispy fried bacon, some fried eggs with some toast and
coffee,
jam and sausage patties maybe, and just fried potatoes. You can have them in the afternoon here, but you can't have them for breakfast. Nobody does that here. I do it on my own, and you can fill that void a little bit that way. And the list goes on and on and on. But it's not just foods. It's about where you eat those foods. Like, you know, my favorite little cafe, my father and I used to go there for breakfast. You know, this is the atmosphere. It's this little divey little, I mean, it's clean, but it's nothing really fancy. It's just this tiny little cafe. They have them here a lot. They call them like Westhaus, I think. And it's like this old-fashioned restaurant where maybe the decor is not up to date, but the food is amazing.
Yeah, one of those decor that is like 60 or 70 years old kind of thing. Oh man, I love those.
That's the kind of place that I love. That sort of atmosphere that you get with that vibe that you get with that. So what I'm saying is that you need to be prepared for that as well. It encompasses more than what the videos that you see normally, like, oh, the windows are different. There's a lot more to it than just that. And this brings me to the last point. If you plan on coming here and living the same life that you left in the U.S.,
don't think about it.
Don't come.
Yep.
Stay home. Seriously, I'm dead serious about this point. You are moving to a completely different country.
Yep.
With different culture, with different rules, with different regulations, with all of these different things that make life here different.
Yep.
Not better, not worse, just different. And here's the story that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. I was at the Aldi, a couple villages over, and there were, I think, 3 or 4 kids, definitely American, speaking English, but dressed as American kids, you know, in basketball shorts and t-shirts, and being very loud and obnoxious. And at one point I thought to myself, who raised you? Who raised you to be that way? They're like 20, 22-year-old people. and they were with an adult who wasn't doing anything. So I finally spoke up. And I said, listen, I appreciate that you're here experiencing new things, and it's wonderful. Really, it's wonderful. I love that you're out visiting another area, and that's great. Except you are an ambassador for your country. And right now, everybody in this store thinks you're a jackass. You know why? Because you're being loud and obnoxious. You can get away with that in America, maybe. I couldn't. My mother would have beat the crap out of me. But I said to them, maybe you can get away with that in the U.S. Here, you cannot. You need to observe what the other people here are doing.
Smell the room. Smell the room. Feel the room. I like this guy.
Okay? Why are they looking at you? Why are they pointing? Why are they shaking their head and grimacing at you like that? Because you're doing something wrong. Well, then the adult came over. Actually, we moved out to the parking lot after I bought my groceries because I scolded them. They quieted down. We went outside, and it turns out that this was a teacher who was, or a chaperone of some sort, who was guiding them on this trip, and there were more of them outside. So I thought this was a great teaching opportunity for me to tell them a little bit about the culture and rules and regulations and such here, and how people behave when they're in a public place. And most of them, I think, understood completely. It was these group of 3 or 4 boys. They were men, of course, in age, but they were boys in every other respect. And I explained to them that, listen, you know, you can't just completely come to a different place and think that you're going to live life the way you lived back in the U.S. You are a visitor here. And again, you're an ambassador. They think of you as all of America, even me. I know that sometimes people judge me based on that. I get that. I understand that. So that makes me think, okay, well, sometimes I've got to behave a little better. Sometimes I've got to do things. But I think my mother and my grandmother and my father raised me right. So I understand that. My European father, right? So there you go. But the thing is, as an American coming here, I'm the odd man out. I'm in the minority. So are you if you come here. That's what I mean, right? So it's not about them adjusting to my behavior. It's about me adjusting to their behavior and their culture. And that's in the whole world. I think this is a very, very, very important point.
Good point.
You don't get to live life the way you were back in your village, town, wherever you're from, when you go to a new land. You don't get to do that. That's not how it works. You adjust your life to that new country.
Damn, but he's speaking straight facts here, bro. He's speaking straight facts.
Or stay home. Period. And I'm dead serious about this. This is not a negative point. This is me telling you, expect to be ridiculed and scolded and maybe slapped. I want to slap these kids so hard. But seriously, don't expect them to adjust to you, us as Americans, right? That's not how life works. So, but this is why I say that you need to step it up a notch. We need to be better. We need to be, don't walk into a store like that. First of all, dress appropriately, act appropriately, obey the rules and regulations. If you see everybody being quiet, then close your, you know what I would say to, actually what I said to these kids, know your role and shut your hole. That means know your place and keep your mouth shut. And they sort of giggled, and I said, good, I'm glad we can laugh about this, but don't go outside of this building knowing that. So anyway, that was really my point, that, you know, I hope that if you're an American watching this, that if you're thinking about moving here, great, that's wonderful, but expect more than just you need a job, you need insurance, blah, 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 all this. There's so much more attached to that. The first thing, it starts with the point that I just covered. Your attitude has to change. Right? So anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope this reaches some American audience. I know most of you guys are Germans, but anyway, that's just my point of view. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you have a great weekend. Bye.
Hey, very good video, man. It did reach. I am watching it. Thank you so much. That was very nice. Which I expected the video to be such. And he has a good point. A lot of Americans, and we reacted to some Americans expecting other people's already you know, the attitude of the mindset where they have to accept in the way I am. If you don't like it, hey, what's up? I'm from here and there. You know what I'm saying? We reacted to some videos like that. Hey, man, you're in their country. You have to respect it. You have to respect it. If you don't respect it, it's time for you to go. Nice video. Let me know what you guys see in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.